Okay, so before Beowulf was ever a book you had to read in school, it was something else entirely. Picture this, it was a song, a story probably shouted over crackling fires in these huge mead halls, you know? This isn't just some dusty old text. It is literally the first great heroic poem in English, our bridge to a world that's long gone. For centuries, it was just passed down by word of mouth, a wild pagan story about heroes and monsters in Scandinavia. And then finally, some unknown poet put it down on paper. And this one story, well, it tells us almost everything we need to know about facing the monsters in the dark.
So that's really the big question here, isn't it? What does it actually take to become a legend? I mean, that question hangs over every single battle, every boast, and every sacrifice in this story. The whole poem, when you look at it, it's really a kind of parable, a huge, bloody lesson designed to answer that one thing. So let's dive in and see how it all starts.
All right, our story kicks off in Denmark with this great king, Hrothgar, and he built this incredible mead hall called Heorot. Now, this isn't just a building, it's like a shining symbol of everything good. Community, joy, civilization itself. It's the heart of the whole kingdom. This is where the king gives out treasure to his loyal warriors, building the bonds that hold their whole world together. But, every bright light has to cast a shadow. And just like that, the party's over. The laughter and hero just stops. Night after night, this thing, this creature of pure evil, starts attacking. It slaughters Hrothgar's best men in their sleep, and it turns his Hall of Joy into a total house of horrors. And this goes on for 12 years. Can you imagine? 12 long, agonizing years? The greatest hall in the world just sits there, empty and haunted. It's a symbol of a king who's completely powerless against an evil he just can't understand.
So who or what is doing this? A monster named Grendel. Now, what's fascinating is how the poet describes him. He's not just some mindless beast. No, he's a descendant of Cain, the first murderer from the Bible. So he is the ultimate outcast, cursed by God, hated by men, and he is driven absolutely crazy by the sounds of happiness and community that he can never, ever be a part of. Grendel is basically bitterness and envy come to life, and he's attacking society from the shadows. And news of this nightmare travels across the sea, reaching this young, incredibly strong warrior, Beowulf of the Geats. He sails to Denmark, gets challenged by some jealous guy at a feast, and what does he do? He just launches into this epic story about how he won a swimming contest by, killing a bunch of sea monsters along the way. Classic. And then he makes this unbelievable vow. He's going to fight Grendel with no sword, no shield, just his bare hands. And that night, he does it. He waits. Grendel bursts in and they wrestle. Just this incredible clash of titans. But Beowulf's grip, it's just too strong. He grabs Grendel's arm and rips the entire thing, claw, shoulder, everything, right out of its socket. Grendel stumbles off into the night to die, and the fight is won.
So, as you can imagine, Heorot is just rocking with celebration again. Beowulf is the man of the hour. King Hrothgar gives him heaps of treasure, armor, you name it. But in these old stories, you just know it's never that simple. Violence always creates more violence. They might think the nightmare is over, but believe me, something much older and much angrier is about to crawl up from the darkness looking for payback. Right when the Danes think they're finally safe, the hall is attacked again. But this time, it's not Grendel. Nope, it's his mother. And she's not driven by jealousy, she's driven by pure, cold-blooded vengeance for her son. In all the chaos, she grabs Hrothgar's best friend and most trusted advisor and just vanishes back into the swamp, taking Grendel's severed arm with her. All that celebration? Gone. The horror is back. And this new monster? She represents something way deeper. If Grendel was the anger of an outcast, his mother is the fury of grief itself, that ancient, never-ending cycle of revenge. She lives in this horrifying, fiery lake full of sea serpents. She's not just attacking civilization, she's part of this older, more chaotic world. She is primal rage. So this time, Beowulf has to go to her. He has to take the fight to her world. He dives deep into this creepy lake with a sword he borrowed, but when he gets to her underwater cave, the sword is useless. It just glances right off her skin. For a second, it looks like it's over. She's got him pinned, her dagger is out, but then he sees it. Hanging on the wall is this massive, ancient sword forged by giants. He grabs it and with one huge swing, takes her head clean off. And just to make a point, he finds Grendel's body down there and chops its head off too, finally ending this bloody cycle for good.
Beowulf returns to the world of men as an absolute living legend. He goes back home, gets tons of land and titles from his own king, and eventually he becomes king of the Geats himself. And for 50 years, he rules in peace. He's gone from a young guy looking for glory to a wise, respected king. But the final test for any legend is time. And after all those years, a long-forgotten evil is about to wake up.
And here we are, the third and final act of Beowulf's life. His enemy now isn't a monster born from hate or revenge. This one is different. It's a dragon, a creature of pure destruction, woken up because some runaway slave snuck in and stole a single golden cup from its treasure hoard. That's all it took. And this will be the old king's last fight. A fight not for fame, but for the survival of his people. And this just lays it out so perfectly, right? Think about it. Young Beowulf was all about glory. He was surrounded by his guys, he was solving other people's problems. Old King Beowulf, he's fighting to protect his own home. And he's gonna have to do it pretty much by himself. The enemy he's really facing here isn't just a dragon, it's his own death. The dragon is the ultimate monster in this world. It doesn't hate you, it doesn't want revenge, it just is. It guards a mountain of gold, and it exists to destroy anything that disturbs it. It represents the corrupting power of greed and wealth. And for Beowulf, this dragon is really the physical form of death itself. The final challenge that every single person, even the greatest king, has to face one day. So Beowulf, knowing this is probably it for him, goes to the dragon's lair. And as the beast comes out, breathing fire, his shield melting from the heat, all of his chosen warriors, they run. They turn and flee into the woods. All of them, except one. A young warrior named Wiglaf. He remembers his oath, he remembers everything his king did for him, and he rushes to Beowulf's side. Together, they fight the dragon. Beowulf strikes the final killing blow, but not before the dragon sinks its poisonous fangs right into his neck. He won, but it cost him his life. So, in his last moments, a dying Beowulf asks Wiglaf to bring him some of the dragon's gold so he can see the prize he won for his people. The fighting's done. And now we get to the consequences, for the brave and for the cowardly. This is where the story delivers its final, powerful lesson about what a hero really leaves behind. I mean, the dragon's hoard is everything a warrior could dream of. A mountain of gold, ancient jewels, it's the ultimate prize. In this world, this is proof of a hero's worth. It's the treasure that's supposed to secure his kingdom's future. And Beowulf tells Wiglaf, it's yours. Lead our people. But it's not going to be that simple. Because when those cowardly warriors finally creep back out of the woods, Wiglaf just lets them have it. He is furious, and he tells them that a treasure won with so much courage, but abandoned by cowards like them, is tainted. It's worthless. And in this shocking moment, he goes against his king's dying wish. He declares that all that gold that Beowulf died for, it's going to be buried with him. No one will ever touch it. It's a cursed prize for a people who ran when their king needed them most. Which brings us all the way back to the beginning, to that first big question. Beowulf won the gold, but his people were judged unworthy of it. So if all that treasure is meaningless, what is a hero's real treasure? What did Beowulf actually win in the end? See, the hero's true treasure isn't the gold that's buried and useless. It's the legacy. It's the example of courage when facing total chaos. It's the loyalty that Wiglaf showed when everyone else ran. It's the ideal of a leader who would give up everything to protect his people. The real treasure is the story itself, the song that's outlasted kingdoms, a tale of monsters and heroes that, more than 1,000 years later, we are still telling. That is how you become a legend.